tell me, at the moment, I mean, clearly you support this proposal,
Yep.
but the government is short of money. It's trying to find money. Is this, however good the idea is it the right time to be committing government money?
It's absolutely the right time. If you look at what we've done, we've got the currency settings low, which helps our exports. We've got the 3 free trade agreements with the sign-off of China yesterday, and now we have huge opportunities, and our challenge for us is to take the opportunity, turn it into reality, because we now have more markets than we can provide, and having development in the north of Australia, which has been a great dream for a very long time, and to really start to drive this is all about taking the opportunities that are presenting itself in the markets in our north.
So you think people in your electorate will be happy that government money is going up to Northern Australia, not to, there's money, $600 million, I think, for roads.
Yep.
Are the roads so good in your electorate that the people in your electorate are going to be happy that the money's going up there, not to you?
Well, look, if you grow the whole wealth of Australia, the people in my electorate benefit. And just think about my electorate for a little bit. So I've got an electorate down in the south part of Victoria, south part of Australia, but Mildura, for example, irrigation community, had we not have built the Snowy River scheme, it would be a desert. Because we built the Snowy River scheme, we've got vibrance. Because we built dams, we've got irrigation communities, we've got a great place to live. And this is all about building, some of the great projects in the north, partnering with industry, and it's opportunity. We've got rainfall up there, we've got great soil. We haven't, as a nation, captured the vision. And the Prime Minister is laying out a vision, and this is a good thing.
If it's so obvious, why hasn't it done before? And people will point to the attempt of doing it before, which is the Ord River scheme, which people say has been a huge white elephant.
Well, it sort of has and it hasn't. When it started off, there were some big challenges. They tried growing cotton up there. They had issues with grubs. But technology has moved on with biotechnology, with better research. They tried irrigation, and now they've moved to different forms of irrigation. Now is actually the time, because we've got the innovations in agriculture. We've got drying in the southern part of the continent and more rainfall in the northern part. We've got commodity prices that are great, and we've got massive demand. And I think all those things line up to say this is about capturing what Australia can be.
Now, you referred to the 3 free trade agreements. The big one, I guess, is the Chinese one, sealed yesterday, as you said, in Canberra. Is that unreservedly a good thing, or has there been wheeling and dealing? Is there a price to pay for that access?
Well, my opinion is unreservedly a good thing. And I know some of the unions have been critical of it, but if you think it through, we are an export nation. And when you grow the total economy, you grow the standards of living of Australians. Now, if you go back to the Howard government in '96, they took on an economy of $400 billion, and over their time they grew it to $1 trillion economy. Our living standards increased, our job opportunities increased, and really that's what we've got to keep our focus on. We've got to stop looking inside and look at the opportunities that geographically in the world present itself, and if we do that, there's better chances for better jobs and well-paid jobs and better standards of living for our children and our grandchildren, and the future could be anything we want to make of it.
Okay, Andrew Broad, before I let you go, just a more localised issue, I guess, and that's the issue of domestic violence. I know it's an issue that you'll take some interest in. Rosie Batty, the Australian of the Year, has suggested there needs to be more money to fight domestic violence, and one way of doing that would be to put a levy on alcohol. I think she's making the link between alcohol consumption and domestic violence. What do you think of that idea?
Look, Rosie Batty's been a great advocate, and we need to highlight in the Australian community that domestic violence will not be tolerated. It's just not on. I think there are a lot of people who can drink alcohol very responsibly and not finish up partaking in domestic violence. So I don't like hypothecating this equals that. What I would say is the Australian government does collect tax revenue through alcohol. It does collect tax revenue through petrol, collects tax revenue through GST and through income tax. We then put that into consolidated funds, and then we fund out of that resources to deal with social problems. And I think we do need to put more resources into minimising domestic violence. We've made commitments about advertising campaigns to try and change behaviour and change community attitudes. I don't like the idea of saying that we're going to tax your beer because it implies that because you drink beer that you're going to be a wife beater, and I think we slightly miss the point if we do that.
Okay, Andrew Broad, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, mate.